Greetings, wanderers. Tonight, under the ancient canopy of Yggdrasil, let me spin you tales whispered in the winds. I am Hallbjørn, your guide through the 9 realms of Norse mythology. From Odin's wisdom to Loki's mischief. From the birth of worlds to the impending twilight that is Ragnarok. These are the stories etched in the stars. As we gather around this fire, may embers of these Norse tales kindle a flame of inspiration and curiosity in our hearts and our minds, forging a connection to the ancient sagas that will endure long after the last ember fades. Odin's search for knowledge is never-ending. His thirst for wisdom is unquenchable. Oftentimes, as with the mead of poetry, he attains this wisdom and knowledge at the expense of his enemies. But he, too, has sacrificed much in this pursuit. Take his discovery of the runes. Odin had watched the spinsters of fate, the Norns, carve runes into Yggdrasil, bending destiny to their whim. It was powerful magic, and the inspired one wanted it. Ordering the other gods to not intervene, Odin climbed to a top branch of Yggdrasil, the world tree. He then hung himself from the branch, and while hanging, pierced himself with his spear, Gungir. 9 days and 9 nights he hung from the branches. No food, no water, and no assistance. Fluttering between life and death, he stared into the branches of Yggdrasil, a worthy sacrifice given to Odin the Allfather, sacrificing his lower self to his higher self. On the 9th night, like a flash, the runes came to him and seared themselves into his memory. Not only runes for writing or for fate, but runes for protection, for battle and alliance. Runes that would come in handy in the conflict with the Jotun and the forces of chaos. The runes were indeed a great gift. But other times his pursuit of knowledge resulted in a curse. Such is the story of how he lost his eye and gained existential knowledge. Where the Norns spun their tapestries and carved the runes, at the roots of Yggdrasil, there was the well of Urd that watered and nourished Yggdrasil, and in turn the roots gave the water's magical properties and empowered it with great wisdom. It was here that Mimir, the head, dwelt, dispenser of a wisdom brought forth by his drinking and guarding of these waters. When Odin came to Mimir's well for a drink, the Rememberer refused, stating that Odin could only drink if he sacrificed one of his eyes. The Allfather not only ripped out his own eye, but then threw it into the well of Urd, giving him the right to drink from it. This provided Odin with eternal wisdom, a curse. He saw all that came before and after. He attained great cosmic knowledge, and it was then that he saw every outcome to every choice. It was then that he saw his fate. It was then that he saw his death. And the death of all the gods. The twilight of the gods. Ragnarok. The final battle between the gods and the Jotun. The end with many beginnings. The cosmos returned to oblivion and chaos. A return to the Ginnungagap. A fate and story Odin balances with his gift of the runes that he attained at the top of Yggdrasil. A fate and story known to him by his curse of knowledge from its roots. A fate and story for another time.